The 13th of November 1945 brought about one of the most sensational matches ever to be seen at Stamford Bridge. It was a goodwill game against Russian side Dinamo Moscow, who for the first time ever were playing outside of the Soviet Union. Such a monumental match is ingrained in our history and very telling of the post-war era.
There's just this window where the Russians, who'd given Hitler a bloody nose and beaten him and everything, were this fascinating, unusual, exotic species that came here to play their football. And it really captured the imagination of the British public.
The first Soviet football team ever to visit Britain lands at Croydon from Moscow. Russia's crack 11, the Dynamos, brought several hundredweight of special diet with them in their two red-starred Dakota aircraft. You could tell they were Russians. They had no snow on their boots.
Got in about an hour before the kick-off. The people coming in, pushing us right down the bottom as well. Lots of people going overheads. And also, there was people on top of every stand that was there. There must have been about 100,000 there.
You know, people got over the wall, they were on the stand, all manner of things. On the pitch, they were virtually on the pitch, like, you know. So it's never going to be repeated.
Spectators, hoping to watch the Dynamos matched with an English team, had better brush up on a bit of Russian. Just to be going on with, the Russian for foul is Gruber.
Chelsea were 2-0 up after not much time. Lawton basically bundled Komic over the line for one goal, or tipped the ball out of his hands, which was not allowed in Russian football, so there was a bit of a diplomatic incident. And then Reg Williams was the beneficiary of a panic clearance from one of the Dynamo players. It went in off his back, so that made it 2-0. Then there was the Moscow Dynamo goal that was disallowed because a spectator had got an assist. The Russians got a penalty, which they missed. So it was 2-0 at half-time, and big buzz in the stadium. And then in the second half, they pulled back to 2-2, the Russians. And everyone was starting to think, oh, this is a fix, you know, the Allies are going to end up with a 2-2 draw. But then Tommy Lawton latched onto a long ball, headed it past Komic, 3-2 to Chelsea, with very little time remaining. The real legacy of the Moscow Dynamo match is that it's burned into the memory of everyone that was there, and it's part of Chelsea folklore, and no one can ever take that away from us.